So you like whiskey?
Yeah, you know, I'm pretty much any kind of alcohol kind of guy. You know? Yeah.
This is Jason, and we are doing another episode of Talking Neat. Today, got a very special guest.
So,
It
man.
is rapper Pab Lize.
Yeah.
So how you doing?
Um, cool, hectic morning, but here,
You made it?
made it. Right here.
That's all that counts.
Right?
Now you can sit back, chill. We'll have some whiskey,
Hell
get an interview going.
yeah.
So, start out, first pour, Elijah Craig.
Elisha Craig.
Ever have it?
No, actually, I'm not a big whiskey connoisseur.
Then what are you doing here?
I don't know. Trying to figure it out.
Now this one is pretty good. It's really smooth.
Yeah.
It's a bourbon,
Oh, for real.
straight whiskey bourbon. You know what? We're done with it. It's out.
Right?
Here we go.
Thank you.
Cheers.
Cheers.
And if you don't like any of them, I won't be offended because I didn't make them.
Man. Pretty strong, but at the same time, pretty smooth.
Yeah, it does go down smooth, but it is whiskey.
It is.
So, being from Redlands,
Uh-huh.
it is how like vital and like lively is that
To-
scene?
To my career,
Well, to like any artist right now.
or well, being from Redlands is a very unique city. You know what I'm saying? Like, it's like unlike any other place you'll ever go. And I'm not just saying that because I grew up there. Like it's actually kind of I am because it's the vibe that it gives. Like in that city, when you grow up there, like I'm one of the few lucky people I think that can honestly say that I've had the same friends that I've always had my whole life. You know what I'm saying? Like literally.
So it's like a tight knit family
big
for the
time,
time.
big time, big time. Like everyone there knows each other. Everyone there supports each other when you're from that area. There's a lot of love. You know what I'm saying? People's kids now growing up together, starting the same kind of bonds that we did as kids. So yeah, I mean, for the individual or for the type of person it shapes, or a person shape, it's critical. I think your environment has a lot to do where you grew up, and the one thing that we learned there is loyalty and to be good friends because we've known each other literally since we were like that small. So yeah, to me, it's really vital. Is there a big music scene there? I think that there's some talent there, but it's such a small town because it really is a small town when you think about like other cities that are next to us.
Hmm.
We're way smaller than San Bernardino. You know, um, like there's not much of a music scene there. There's talent, but like all small places, there's not very many places to showcase it. You know, so yeah.
Hmm. So is it? I know a lot of people like coming up in different cities. Their goal is to get out of that city to so they can make it. Is that how you see things? You need to get out of Redlands so you
No,
can.
no, I don't need to get out of Redlands. I need to bring Redlands with me.
Hmm.
You know what I'm saying? Uh, I'm never, I've never, I'll never be one of those people that's like, oh, I hate this city. Nah, I love that city. That city made me who I am, pretty much. It shaped me. You know, I have a lot of good memories there. I have a lot of bad memories there. But it's my life. The people around me that grew up with me. You know what I'm saying? The people that ain't with me no more. Like, it's like they were all a part of me, and yeah, I need to get out of Redlands in the sense that I need to expand myself, but never get out of Redlands to get away from Redlands.
So Redlands always got to be.
Right here. You know, right here.
Mm-hmm. Very cool. So, moving on.
Yeah.
Nice rye
Do the
whiskey.
questions get harder as we drink more?
Of course. Pretty. The final question's always, "What's your social security number
Oh.
and PIN number?" So this Few whiskey, it's a rye. They are a distiller in, I believe it's Evanston, Chicago.
Evanston.
Yeah, Evanston, Illinois. Chicago's also a city.
You ever been there?
I have not.
Oh.
I'm afraid of my own shadow, so I don't leave this studio. But it's actually you've heard of like all the prohibition stuff.
Oh yeah.
And so there was a lady before prohibition, like in the 1800s, like into 1800s, there was the temperance movement, and it was basically kind of like a shaming.
Of
And-
alcoholics or what?
Yeah, and so it was called the temperance movement, and a lot of churches subscribed to it, and a bunch of pastors' wives, kind of how like in the 80s we had the PMRC,
Yeah.
Tipper Gore, and they were going after rap lyrics and heavy metal lyrics and stuff like that, and all the warning labels. And this was the temperance movement. They would go and they started in Evanston, which is where this whiskey distiller is, and they would just shame people. And they had some pretty. I mean, they had meetings with the President Hayes' wife, and Jefferson Davis's wife was a member, and even though Jefferson Davis denounced it. And so the lady who started the whole thing and ran the national chapter was Frances Elizabeth Willard. And so that's how they got Few from her initials, because she was from right around the corner.
Really?
And
That's
so it's kind of
crazy.
like
That's
a
cool story.
Yeah. And so
But
it's a,
you know, when I think about people per se in the temperance movement, and you brought up a special, like, well, something familiar to me, you know, the talking about rap lyrics and trying to tone it down. You know what I'm saying?
Mhm.
Like, I think that we're a long way from the era where rap really used to say something. Like back in the day, like rap, it was raw, and yeah, it said a lot of things a lot of people didn't want to hear. But the reason it said all that stuff is because it was really happening. You know what I'm saying? I grew up in an area like that where things like that really happen. Talking about drugs and, you know, violence, like shootings and this and that. I mean, so not talking about it doesn't make it go away. You know what I mean? It's still there, you know? It's just the outlet, you know? For the kids that are growing up, like, you could relate to it. Now rap music is kind of, I don't know, hip-hop has changed a lot. Like, rap has changed a lot as a music genre, you know? I mean, now they just talk about pills and doing drugs and, you know, stupid things. Where back in the day, yeah, we talked about selling drugs and shootings and stuff like that, but that's what was outside. You know? That's what was outside. You know? And it's like I think same thing with the alcohol, you know? I think people, if you don't like rap or the message it sends or whatever, don't listen to it. You know? If you don't like to drink, you know, don't then.
Yeah.
You know?
Yeah, you don't need to shame someone.
Yeah, you know? It doesn't make nobody less. It's just rap was talking about back then the things that were going on. We were getting harassed by cops, and you know, and yeah, fuck police, cause you know they think fuck me. You know what I'm saying? Like, you know.
Yeah. Why would you respect someone who doesn't respect you?
Yeah. You know. So like, I just think that thank God we're past that era. You know what I'm saying? Because they were really gonna try to shut down an outlet for a lot of people. They don't understand that when you grow up in that environment, like that kind of stuff starts building up inside of you and building up. Every time you see something negative, it affects you. You need a way to let it out. You're on what? Most of them are on.
I mean, in the, like what you brought up, like NWA.
Yeah.
That was basically like a newspaper, a media outlet. I mean, at that point, rap was art.
Yeah.
And so it's yeah, you're gonna if you saw someone get killed when you were 5 years old, that's gonna leave an impression in your
Yeah,
mind. You're gonna talk about that. You're not gonna when you see people dying and people doing drugs and selling drugs and all that. You're not gonna sing about slaying dragons and
yeah,
stuff like
exactly,
that.
exactly. You know, I mean, and life isn't always horrible. You know, like it's good. A lot of my life was really good. I have a lot of good memories. You know what I'm saying? Fun memories and stuff. But I just think that you know they should they should have understood back then. You know, because now you don't need to understand anymore. Because I think rap music, like the quality, as far as like the art form,
Hmm.
is not there no more. Pretty much, it's like almost non-existent. You know what I'm saying? Almost non-existent. Like it doesn't exist. Like you know, like I said, but when I was growing up, it was like the golden era. You know, it was like we were past NWA with the real simple rhymes. You know, and we got into a more complex era of like wordplay and punchlines. You know,
Hmm.
and this and that and now it's like just totally like degraded. You know what I'm
Hmm.
saying? I think a lot of these like little young kids that are rapping, you know what I'm saying? And I'm not saying it because they're young and I'm getting old and I still haven't hit the big time, whatever. I'm just saying like, you know, if you're good, you're good. You know, but I think a lot of these young kids nowadays, if like the real MCs were still around, like Tupac and Biggie and like Big Pun and all them, they be still flipping burgers. Cause you know what I'm saying? Like the the art form has like dumbed down. You know?
Hmm.
Yeah.
Yeah, yeah. I mean, it's. I do think that because I think every generation though thinks their generation of music and art was the best. Like and I'm sure your parents
yeah.
told you, oh, what's with all this music today?
Yeah. No.
And my
Exactly.
parents did the same thing, and I mean, I do the same thing with my kids, and so I will kind of let that part of it slide,
Yeah.
but um, the way I look at it is the new rappers, and I'm not just talking about rap, but the new musicians, they're kind of selling out because there hasn't been anything new to progress this style of music, this art forward. It seems like it's in this
Oh
holding
yeah.
pattern for like the last
Oh
10
yeah.
years.
It used to be before. You know, like in rap's case, like me personally, I will never have somebody write my lyrics at all. Everything you hear is me. I'll write somebody else's song if they really want me to, but I will never ever ever let somebody write my lyrics because if I'm not writing my lyrics, I'm not rapping. You know what I'm
Hmm.
saying? Like you're not a
Yeah,
rapper
it's not
then.
you.
Yeah, you know? So I think but like you said, I think a lot of people are just seeing the money and like letting money like change them. Not change them, but like, oh, you know what? I think you should do this. You know what I'm saying? And they're like, for real, like, and they see the money, so they go. You know what I'm saying? I think money's cool, yeah, but I think you should have like integrity about yourself. Like, don't let
Hmm.
it change you. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Well, yeah, I think it's just a kind of like what this whole industry has become. I mean, you got all these pop stars who are Lady Gaga. Half of her songs aren't written by her, and Britney Spears. When has she written a song? And so you have these rappers who, you know what, I want to be like that. They see all these people up on a pedestal. They might be able to rap, but they can't write. And
Exactly.
so, I mean, that's all they can do. And so it kind of bastardizes
Yeah.
this form of music, and it's not just rap. I mean, it's
Yeah. No.
industry wide.
No. Yeah.
How do you deal with that, like, kind of that rejection?
I mean, the world is full of disappointments.
Hmm.
You know what I'm saying?
But this is your art. I mean, this is you putting like your real self. Because I know you're not up there rapping about how you want like a new car
no, I'm
or
not. I'm not.
bubbly or
No.
anything like that. You're up there rapping about what you're seeing
Yeah.
right
No.
in front of you.
So my method of that is okay. Today it didn't work, right? Tomorrow, the same thing that didn't work today might work. You know what I'm saying? Or maybe, you know, just back to the drawing board then. You feel me? Because the same environment that I came from also made me realize, like, if you don't hustle, nothing's gonna happen. You don't need. What am I gonna do? I could sit there and complain about being broke all day. You know what I'm saying? Oh, poor me. I ain't got no money and this and that. You know, how am I supposed to pay my bills and this? Or I could use the time that I'm taking to cry to actually go get that money. You know what I'm saying? You have two options. You know, you could lay down and die if you want to, but for what? You know what I'm saying?
Yeah. Yeah. I mean, it's kill or be killed,
Yeah.
basically.
Yeah.
I mean, no other way to.
In every aspect of life, though. You know what I'm saying? I think life gives us challenges on purpose, you know, and we're our own worst enemy all the time. You know, you could go as far as you say you want to go.
Yeah. I mean, you can take that, and I mean, like you said, it's how you spin it.
Yeah, yeah.
You can just kind of. I mean, I know people. I'm sure you know people who, someone like gave me a thumbs down on YouTube.
Oh yeah, and
And,
that's it. No,
you know,
I'm done.
yeah.
You know?
I mean, or you can, you know what? Maybe they're right.
Yeah.
Maybe there are some things that could change.
No, yeah, of course. Like, and not everybody, like, first, like, not everybody. You know, I used to suck. You know what I'm saying? When I first started rapping, I wasn't, you know, what I am now. You know what I'm saying? I had it in me because rap is, that's how it is too. You either got it or you don't.
Mm-hmm.
There's no class you could go to and they could teach you how to rap. Like, either you got it or you don't. But
I'm sure there are classes.
oh, I'm sure that,
some online
yeah,
class.
no, I'm sure that there is because I heard Kevin
Rhyme these words.
Yeah, I heard Kevin Featherline. I heard Brittany paid for one of those classes from. But you know, you can't, you know, like there's no class. There's not supposed to be any classes. Like you're supposed to.
No.
You're supposed to be born with it. But I mean, in the meantime, when you're bringing it out, you know, you're gonna suck. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Yeah.
I think we're moving on. You can mix a little bit of this with that. This one is barrel whiskey. It's kind of like a. It's getting to you.
Yup.
Try and do this like 3 times a day.
Oh man, you go home feeling good, huh?
Oh hell yeah! If I make it home at all. So this is kind of like a high-end Jack Daniels. I mean, they take the best of whiskeys, and I know comparing them to Jack Daniels is like the biggest disservice. But they take the high-end stuff, they'll go in and just taste a little bit of a barrel, and if it's like something they think they can work with, their master distiller will.
A good whiskey.
Yeah.
Whiskey
Now this is.
bottle.
I'm just gonna warn you. It's. God, I spilled it on me. Cask strength. So, anytime you buy a whiskey like Jack Daniel, or I mean even this, it's your typical is like 40% by volume.
Cask strength is
Cask, like the
yeah.
It's cask strength is the whatever comes out, and so this is instead of 40%, 59.65% alcohol.
Man.
So it's got a bit of a kick.
Oh yeah.
And most people think it's going to be a bit smoother.
It looks smooth.
It is smooth, but just because it's a higher alcohol content doesn't mean it's smoother. But it's got, I think this is called the Infinite Barrel.
Oh yeah.
And an Infinite bottle is like the Elijah Craig. We had that little bit. I'm not into infinite bottles, so I just dump the rest in mine.
Yeah.
But a lot of people will just kind of have one bottle where they just dump the rest of the whiskey in. And so by the end of it, they've got this, they call it the infinite bottle. It just keeps growing and growing from leftover stuff.
This is informative. You know what I mean?
It's a whiskey show. But this one's got some kick on it.
Actually, went a lot smoother than the rest of them.
Yeah, it is a smooth one because it's a blend. So you're not getting just like one. It's not just a rye. This has probably maybe one or two different ryes in it. It's got a couple Scotch, some single malt, some multi-grain. It's got probably quite a bit of bourbon, and so it balances everything out. And so that's why I say it's kind of like that Jack Daniels in the way that style where they just take a whole bunch of different barrels, mix it together, and
It's good. Good stuff.
yeah, it's got a kick. You'll feel it in the morning.
Yeah, oh, I'm sure I will.
You ready for that social security number yet?
Yeah.
So I saw on your Instagram that you were in a movie recently.
Yeah, yeah.
Is that kind of like branching out a
Oh,
bit?
yeah, yeah. I'm trying to branch out a little bit, you know? Uh, Basically, I feel that if you want to last for a long time doing what you're doing, you know, you gotta become a household name. You know what I'm saying? Like, and the way you become a household name is when people be talking about you all the time. So, you know, thankfully, by the way, shout out to the two brothers that, you know, helped me out on putting me on that movie for their film company, Really G's Films, you know, that, okay. Well, recently I got signed, you know what I'm saying?
Mm-hmm. Your
And
label.
my label also has a store here in Montclair, you know, where they sell jerseys and hats and shirts. And we also offer the studios open right there, $20 an hour. That's actually really cheap for those
Yeah.
of you that don't know. $20 an hour is almost free. You know what I'm saying? So $20 an
It's like
hour.
4 lattes.
Yeah, yeah, yeah. Or, you know, they offer tattooing services. We have this.
And they got you writing the music for people. If
Oh,
they need.
we got we got this acting agency. We're hooked up with this acting agency, or we pretty much are an acting agency also, where like okay, you know, there's acting gigs or whatever that are open. They're looking for people all the time, all the time, all the time. You know, so what we do. Take your $150 deposit to put you in this database, right? And we do a big old profile on you, pictures. You know what I'm saying? Write down a lot of
It's all the headshots,
yeah,
all that stuff
yeah.
that.
Write down a lot of things about you, your personality. You know this,
Yeah,
that.
the bio.
Yeah,
Right?
yeah. You know. And so what we do is we find these gigs for you, and it's $120 deposit. No, 150. My bad. $150 deposit, but really it is a deposit because okay, let's say this never happens by the way, but let's say we can't find you no work at all in 60 days.
Mm-hmm.
You get your 150 back, right? And let's say we do find you work with one of those jobs, just one. You know what I'm saying? You've made either all or most of your money back.
Mm-hmm.
You know what I'm saying? So really, it's a deposit.
Well, yeah. I mean, 150. I mean, you're an extra and you make that back.
Yeah, yeah,
Typically.
yeah, exactly, right? So that's what I'm saying. Like, we offer all kinds of good deals for people, but that's beside the point. I digress. You know, so I'm talking with the guys from my label at the time, and I'm like, you know, what do I do about getting signed? Because I like how you guys get down right there. You know, I want to be part of that. And he's like, you know what? You know we're having a grand opening. Why don't you just roll by and we'll talk about it? And I said, okay then. So there I go to the grand opening, and I'm just walking around talking to people, and I happen to run into one of the brothers. I say the brothers because the company is owned by these two brothers, right? And I happen to run into one of them, and he's like, "What's up, man?" And I'm like, "What's up?" You know, meeting people, mingling, and just talking. And he's like, What do you do? You know, do you do anything? Because there's a lot of people from that rolled up, you know, right there, like my homie Big Tokes. He does. I don't know if you're allowed on Facebook, but have you ever seen that thing on Facebook? It's called Cholos Try.
No.
And well, it's these cholos, right? And they're on there, and It's like you and me are doing right now, but like let's say let's say the episode is Cholos try whiskey, right?
Mm-hmm.
And so they just pour them some whiskey, and they're like, take it, and then they're like, tell me what you think about it, you know? And they're right there describing, like, So like, yeah, he does that and a lot of stuff, and so there's a lot of people there, and so they're like, what do you do? And I said, well, I actually came about getting signed to this label right here, and he said, for real? And I said, yeah. I said, what do you do? And he's like, oh, me and my brother own an independent film company. And I said, really? I said, yeah. I said, wow. And we started talking more and more. And then he said, why don't you come out? We have this, Because I told him, because me, I'm about networking with people. So I'm like, man, maybe sometime we can network. And he's like, oh, yeah, for sure. And then he's like, you know what? Matter of fact, we can. Because we have this opening in this movie, like that I'm doing. It's called Who Killed Juanito. I'm doing this movie, and if you want to roll up, you can. I said, of course, So then we did this. I went out there and I was in that movie. Yeah.
Very cool. You're not supposed to be in movies until like you're 8 or 9 into
Right.
this whole thing.
Right.
I mean, you don't even have the album out on this label, and you're already doing movies.
Yeah, no, exactly. And that's why I feel blessed. Even this, that's what people don't understand. Like, I don't take nothing in my career for granted. Like, you know what I'm saying?
You can't.
No, you can't. Everything that I'm doing, I feel blessed for. Because I could not. It could be where I don't have nothing going on. Or, maybe people don't react well to my music or whatever. People react really well. I feel blessed. You know what I'm saying? I feel blessed for all the opportunities that I get. Everybody that, watches my YouTube stories every day. YouTube. I mean Instagram stories every day. People that subscribe to my YouTube channel. Just people that want to know about me. Like, I feel blessed for all that. So I don't take nothing for granted. I appreciate everything.
So now you're gonna have this camera crew following you.
Oh yeah, all day.
6
all
guys
day,
following you.
All day long.
People are gonna be going, who is this Pab Lize?
Yeah, exactly. That's what I want.
He hasn't released anything in 8 years.
Exactly.
And who is this guy?
Hey, who is this guy? Yeah. He must be interesting.
They'll go up to your friends. We don't know when he's gonna release anything.
Yeah, exactly. Like, the reason why I haven't released nothing is because I'm waiting to be able to afford the right promotion. You know what I'm saying? I don't want to drop music. I have music ready to go right now. But I don't want to drop music, half-ass promote it, you know what I'm saying? And then, all of a sudden when I can afford it, go back and promote it the right way.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying?
It's too late.
Yeah, no, I want to, do everything right. I know I keep telling people, hold on, it's coming, and this and that. But it really is. Believe me.
You heard it here,
yeah,
like probably the 5th time today.
It's coming.
It's coming.
Yeah. Just
get off his back.
Yeah. It's coming. Just, I'm just trying to trying to afford the right promotion and do things the right way. Because you know what? You are right. I haven't really dropped nothing in years. And for those of you that have been following me for a long time, this ain't my first go around at this. When I was in my 20s, I was doing a lot of shows, doing music. I was on a project, but I wasn't quite ready for my career. You understand? Like, I had what it took. Oh yeah, I think the younger me could smoke the older me at rap. I had what it took, but I wasn't ready to apply myself. I still wanted to be out there with the homies. And don't get me wrong, I love my homeboys. I love spending time with them. If they ever need me, they know what's up. You just call me up, But the thing is, like, I wasn't mature enough, Like, I would rather be getting drunk with my friends than to be in the studio doing what than to be in the studio doing what I had to do, And what happened the first time, I almost got signed. The label that was going to pick me up, they started suing each other in the process of me signing. So by the time I got ready to sign, Cause that was a contract. That's another thing. Shout out to my label for not making me sign shit. You know what I'm saying? We did the agreement like man, and a handshake. Yeah, you know what I mean? You know. So like,
So old school
yeah,
handshake.
yeah. You already know. You know. That's to me. That's more than a contract. You know what I mean?
So when you wanna
Yeah.
like I don't know, Eminem or Dr. Dre's label wants to sign you,
Yeah.
you're gonna be missing a finger.
Oh
Like,
yeah.
that kind of contract.
Yeah. You know what I mean? You know, you have like to me, your word is everything. You know. So yeah, but you know, and they were in the process of signing me, started suing each other. It didn't fall. It didn't go through. And so that's why, you know, I kind of got discouraged because, you know, it was like after all that hard work, which I really wasn't doing shit, you know what I'm saying? Because I was an overconfident kid, like, fuck it, I'm good enough. Like, at any point, you know what I'm saying? Like, if I want, I could go and everything's going to be all good. You know what I'm saying? And then I got discouraged, didn't rap. I went on with my life. I had a kid. You know what I'm saying?
Oh, it's over.
Yeah, oh yeah. Big time. Big time. You know? For a minute. Now, me and her mom are not together. So, I have more freedom, obviously. You know what I'm saying? My daughter's with her mom right now, actually. She'll be there for the next 5 months. We trade off. So, she'll be there for the next 5 months. And, so I have a lot more freedom, you know what I'm saying, to move around right now that she's not here. I mean, if I could, I would have my daughter year round, but you know her mom needs her too, so you know what I'm saying, or she needs her mom. So
now you mentioned younger you could smoke the older you.
oh yeah,
Now,
quick.
is that because when you were younger you were hungrier for
No,
this, or
no. I think I was uh,
more raw? Like
I think I was just fresh out the street and wasn't in daddy mode at the time. Like right now, when I'm not in the studio,
you're not gonna rap about changing
oh
diapers.
nah. Like, but I think my daughter, like, really made a big change in me. You know what I'm saying? Before my daughter, I was kind of like more raw. You know, more. I was if I wasn't home, I was in the street. You know, I was selling drugs. I was doing this. I was doing that. You know, so I think my attitude was different. I think I had a more chip on my shoulder attitude. I was younger, you know, fresh, like I said, out the street. If I wasn't in the booth, I was in the street, you know. And now it's kind of like I'm more relaxed. Time has passed. I'm not that same explosive, like, young, like 20-some-year-old that just didn't care about nothing. You know what I'm saying? And so
you're a little more mature.
yeah.
A little better, well-rounded.
Yeah. Besides, you know, and you know, in your 20s, you're in your prime. You know what I mean? Like, you're top of the world. Like, I could live off 5 hours of sleep a week. You know what I'm saying?
There's more hours a day.
Yeah, you know? So, like, you know, but I think the older me was a bit better, you know? I think when I came out of this slump right here, you know what I'm saying? I think fucking, like, I think I'm good now. Like, when I get in my zone and it's always rough starting to write, you know? The starting part. I think toward the middle, I'm like in my zone. I'm comfortable again. I'm basically getting the rust off. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Getting the rust off. You know? I think I can be to where I was as a youngster yet. You know? I just need to be constant. The more you do, the more the rust comes off.
Very cool.
Yeah.
So we're gonna move on.
Oh, that's the big thing, huh?
Yeah. This is talking about smoking.
Yeah.
This is the smoky one. Scottish Isla.
Scottish Isla, huh?
This one, completely different. Isla whiskeys. And this one, actually, before you start, you can actually add a couple drops of water. It kind of breaks up the oils a bit.
Yeah.
And usually I don't have it with water, but going for it today.
You're not the first person that taught me the water trick. My homie.
Yeah, just a couple drops and
I have a homie. His uncle. His favorite is Cuddy Sark.
see, I wouldn't put water in cutty sark.
No, but he told me that he told me the trick where you put a lemon, lemon, and then he taught me. He said sometimes
Must be a Redlands thing.
Yeah, he taught me another thing where you put water. He said because the oil is in it distill, and I couldn't understand at the time he was saying it to me, but I
Now,
guess it is a thing.
this one is gonna hit you right here. It's smoky. It's a very different
Oh,
type
yeah.
of whiskey.
Oh yeah, yeah, big time smoky,
Yeah.
big time.
The Isla whiskeys, they take the peat, this like decomposing matter, and they make these like bricks, and they just kind of fire it, and it kind of gives it that very distinct smoky taste.
Wow, that
Yeah.
is pretty smoky
Yeah,
stuff.
the Highland whiskeys, they're also in Scotland. They have a bit of a smokiness, but it's a different type of
Wow.
smoky flavor
Yeah.
that comes from it.
No, yeah, totally. That's big time smoky.
Yeah, yeah, you're gonna be living with this one for a
And
few
for-
hours.
Yeah, that's cool.
Now, you mentioned the like you've been around the drugs, you've been around the kind of like that thug lifestyle. Was that all like in Redlands or
Yeah. Yeah,
so
that's-
when you're rapping, you're actually rapping about,
About
I
what
mean,
I see
back
in
to what we
Redlands.
started out
Yeah,
at.
back to what I
with.
see in Redlands. Like, see, people get the wrong notion. Like, they think that just because Redlands don't look like San Bernardino,
Mhm.
like nothing happens there. You know what I'm saying? But then that goes back to what I started saying.
I
from
think
the
it's all
beginning.
middle class.
Yeah,
and,
yeah, but that goes back to what I started saying too. Redlands, the reason Redlands looks how it does is because everybody that's there, most people, especially if you are in the area where I grew up, which is the north side of Redlands, you know what I'm saying? The right there, Orange Street by the Stater Brothers and all that, all the way to Texas. That's
Oh, if there's a Staters, you know it's the
yeah,
hood.
yeah. You know what I'm saying? Like, we have pride in our city.
hmm
Like, you know what I'm saying? Your kids could play outside there. You know what I'm saying? And nothing, they're safe. I mean, nowhere's completely safe, but relatively safe. You know what I'm saying? You know, like, I wouldn't say leave your car doors unlocked or nothing, but, you know what I mean? Like we have pride in our city. You ain't gonna find no dirty needles, like, on the floor. We don't got no prostitutes walking around. You know what I'm saying? Like, in Redlands, when there was ruckus, it was because we were causing it. You know what I mean? Like, they get the wrong notion. You know? Yeah, it looks nice. You know what I'm saying?
hmm
Because we have pride in where we're at. You know what I'm saying? The same thing as a person, like, and the same thing why I found it so easy to do good, I guess you could say. Over there, we're not trying to tell you like, oh yeah, what do you mean you go to school? You know what I mean? What do you mean you're trying to do good? You're stupid. Like, no, we try to build you up. Like, what? You're not going to school? Go to school. Why? You want to sweep business floors for the rest of your life? You know what I'm saying? Me and my friends all the time pushing me. Like, what the fuck are you doing out here, Pablo? And I was like, what do you mean? You know what I mean? Like, I'm out here. Like, what are you doing out here? Like, Go, go and do your thing. Like, don't you see? You know what I'm saying? You could do something. Like, stop fucking around, man. Get out of here. You know what I'm saying? Go become what you're supposed to become. You could help us out. You know what I'm saying?
Mm-hmm.
Like, we push each other. We try to build each other up. You know what I'm saying? I mean, if someone's really your friend, you know, you ain't gonna wish that he go fuck up and go catch a life sentence. You know, I'd rather see my friend do good. You know what I'm saying? Cause that's really my friend. You know, I want him to do good. I want him to go to school. If he wants to get away from everything negative, good. You know what I'm saying? Good. I'm happy. You know, like you don't have to be all doing craziness to be my friend. You know, I don't want you to. I want you to do good. You know, so yeah, everybody gets a misconception of Redlands. Like I always say, like in Redlands, when you're there with good intentions, it's all good. You know, just don't forget where you're at though.
So I'd be able to like come visit you,
Oh,
park down the street, and
oh yeah, it's all good.
no problem. I'm
No,
good.
come visit me. You know what I'm saying? Everything's all good. Like we're actually really family orientated down there. Like, you know what I'm saying? We encourage the football for the kids, the baseball, the you know, all that. You know,
So every weekend, it's
yeah,
all the parks are
yeah.
full.
Oh yeah,
and-
my Lyft driver right here, he grew up down there, huh, Daryl Lee? Don't we encourage all that kind of behavior down there?
Of course.
We really do, you know. It's a city for everybody. Like, you know, we don't in Redlands like unless you're out there looking for to have an issue, you ain't gonna have one. You know what I'm saying? Like, so yeah, you know, but it could be misconcepted and good. I don't want my city to be known as a bad place. You know, just know that we're regular people. You know, who have the same issues everybody else has. You know, the same. We have the same hopes, the same dreams, the same everything. We just don't get walked on.
Mhm.
You know.
Now, is that the message you're putting in your songs also?
No,
That you're rapping
I'm not.
about?
Well, yeah, I will talk about that in my songs, but I mostly talk about things that like have happened. I
Mhm.
don't like put dates and times or nothing, but if I talk about something, it's either because I've done it, I've seen it, I'm doing it. You know what I mean? Like, you know, I don't really talk about having money in my lyrics because I ain't got no money. You know what I'm
Mhm.
saying? I'm broke, just like everybody else.
Every other rapper
Yeah,
out there does. It's
it,
credit. That's
it,
not their money.
it's retarded.
Yeah.
It's retarded. And these people they
Th-
buy
those
they,
Bentleys are leased.
yeah, no, exactly. They're renting it. It's
Yeah.
not even leased.
Yeah,
You know?
it's not. They gotta have it back by 5
Yeah,
p.m.
exactly. So hurry up and shoot the
Yeah.
scene. You know
Hurry,
what I mean?
quick.
Yeah. You know, it's stupid. Why? Why are you ashamed of who you are? Why are you ashamed of where you're from? Why are you ashamed of struggling?
Mhm.
You know? Why? Why? There's nothing wrong with struggling. There's nothing wrong with not having nothing. You know? Like, we're all like that at some point.
Some of the best lyrics have come out of it.
Desperation. Desperation and reaching for like a higher plane, you know, to be able to make it out of that. You know,
Mhm.
to make it out of that. You know? That's why I don't understand all these rappers that like people stomp for Instagram all the time, like, oh, I got all this money, you know, like you say, oh, I got this Bentley, oh, I got this, I got that. Why? Why are you scared to let somebody see you broke?
Mhm.
Right? You're supposed to be a thug. Look, this is what I always say, and this is what I always heard. A motherfucker that's really about that street life, he's gonna want to get out. You know what I'm saying? He's not gonna be running back to it every 5 minutes. You know, because when you're really about that, you know what that entails. You know, and like I've seen it countless times. People, dead people, and people doing life. You know what I'm saying? That's what that brings. I mean, like, you know, that's not what I want for me. You know what I'm saying? So all these guys, I'm not saying I don't talk like I glorify it, but I'm not glorifying it. At no point am I glorifying it. I'm saying, you know, yeah, I am like this. And yes, you know what I'm saying? Come around here acting stupid, this is gonna happen. You know what I'm saying? Because it will. Like, you know, not not even per me personally per se, but you go into an environment like that, you know what I'm saying? Acting like you're somebody and you're in the wrong spot. You know what I'm saying? It's not all good. Like, it's not a movie.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Like, it's not. So so like so I'm just talking about, once again, what happens out there. It happens. People do get robbed if you go around all flashy. Cause these fools ain't got nothing. You know what I'm saying? Like, you're just looking like lunch to them. You know? Like lunch.
Sharks start
Yeah,
circling.
yeah. You know? Like, but see, there's other ways to get out. For me, rap is my way out of all that. You know? I was never good in school. I got kicked out of every high school I ever went to. You know what I'm saying? Never good in school. Never good at, like, I'm good, I'm smart, but I'm not good at a lot of stuff. But the one thing that God blessed me with, He gave me a talent to rap. You know what I'm saying? And that's my way out of that situation. Not only for me, but I promise and I swear that if I ever make it, everybody that was with me when I didn't have nothing, they're coming with me. Cause that's how you really are. That's if you've been in the struggle and you've been with your people and your people struggle with you and they got your back. You know what I'm saying? Like, when you don't got nothing, then you damn sure better not remember the person that kept it cool with you when you didn't even have a place to stay.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying?
Is there anything else you want to promote? I mean, obviously, we'll post your YouTube links and Instagram.
Well, I just want to, you know, give a shout out to my label, Straight Jacket Life. You know, thanks for believing in me. You know what I'm saying? Giving me a chance to rock with you guys, and you know, the opportunity to further myself. You know, just a shout out to everybody that supports me. You know, everybody that watches. Like I said, from the "What's up, Pablo" to the watching my stories on Instagram, man, you guys don't even know. You know what I'm saying? Like, I be watching all that stuff. I know who be watching too. You know, I know who be watching. So when I get bigger,
No.
yeah, so when I get bigger, you know, and
Fuck you, Charlotte.
Yeah,
He knows you didn't watch it.
Yeah, and I'm able to, you know, like, do big giveaways and stuff for all you. They've been watching my stories from day one. I'm gonna be considering that. You know what I'm saying? Shout out to everybody that supports me, everybody that listens to my music, everybody, you know, that believes in me, you know what I'm saying? And just thanks for everything, you know what I'm saying? Thank you. This has been a good experience, you know?
You gonna write your social security number down for
I'm
me
not
now?
that drunk
Aw,
yet.
man.
Yeah.